Regarding my past life journey or whatever you want to call it, I talked about it in another video about my past life in Pompeii.
It's Pompeii by Bastille, Bastille, something. I'm not a singer. Cause it almost feels like nothing changed at all. And if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like you did here before? I want to visit Pompeii for the sole reason I'm like, because I heard of it before and all this good stuff about what happened, and it's not good stuff, but I heard about all this shit and I wasn't really interested in it. But I went through my spiritual awakening journey, and then I went back to this is after I left UIC. I went back to UIC for I was invited to do a radio show with one of my old friends, right? And I got on. Yeah, before we did the radio show, we was talking, smoking, catching up. Ooh, we outside still. Anyway, he told me that he went to Pompeii, and this was another one of the dudes, like, because the radio show was about spirituality. So, like, this is another spiritual type person. I didn't know, like, he was spiritual until, like, he was communicating with me about the stuff. Anyway, if you're a spiritual person, you know when you get around another spiritual person, you know it for a fact because it's just, like, certain shit. And when he was talking about Pompeii, this finna sound crazy. I feel like I've never in my life been to this place, but as he was describing it, I felt myself, like, I felt like I was there before. I need to go back. I need to tell myself to go back. I past life. What you mean? What you mean? Because I literally just said I need to go back, and I was there before. You don't have me. I know what the fuck be going on. But it's something about that. Like, it just turned it from being like a creepy experience to like and I keep hearing I need to go back. I need to go back. I need to go back. So I've been here before. I know I've been here before. I want to go to Pompeii. I gotta go to Pompeii. Did I die there?
And how everything was weird there, and like I'm really gonna get into that in another episode, a video, live stream, or whatever. Not too long ago, when I was still staying on Chicago Avenue, when I still had like all of my equipment and stuff, I still had my VR headset. I used to go on vacation in my VR headsets, like different beaches and stuff. One night I was doing some 360 live like tours or whatever. And the first place I went to, of course, was like my favorite vacation destination, Santorini, Greece. That shit raw as fuck. It was a Call of Duty map, and since I seen it on Call of Duty, I've been obsessed. Like, that shit raw as hell. It's so brutal. Goddamn. Anyway, I also believe that I experienced some type of past life there as well, but I haven't really gotten into it. After I did the Greece tour, I went to Pompeii. I wanted to like go and look at the ruins in Pompeii. I think I got 5 minutes into the tour, and then I started getting this like extremely overwhelming emotional feeling in my chest, like in my heart chakra. But after some time, like I said, I've been watching a lot of Empress Lillian videos, and she's not really a tarot reader. She's more of, I wouldn't really know what to call her. She falls into a lot of categories, which is why I keep preaching about, like, when you have your spiritual awakening, don't just jump into tarot cards, don't just jump into what everybody else doing, because you're having your spiritual awakening to learn more about who you are and what is your purpose here on this planet, and what is your mission, what is your way that you're going to serve humanity, not what everybody else doing. Okay, I hop on that. And that's the problem with spirituality now, and a lot of people is not getting the information they need because everybody is hopping into spirituality and trying to hop on what somebody else is doing, and that's somebody else's mission, that's somebody else's path, instead of going within and trying to figure out what's their path, what they're supposed to be doing.
I really like that you mentioned kind of like the capitalization of spirituality with the crystals and everything. Not saying that all those tools aren't valid.
Definitely, and that's something that's looked over a lot, because once people start going through the awakening, they just don't look at that part. They just, like I said before, it's just, oh, let me do what everybody else is doing because they seem to be going down the same path.
Exactly.
Like that introspection.
So, yeah, there's that. I was talking about the past life stuff, and I don't know, I just got really emotional. I was crying, and before I turned on the video, I knew I had some type of past life in Pompeii. I wasn't 100% sure that that's where I died. It was just 303 on the timer. I basically, I don't know how to say, it wasn't a house anymore because it was the ruins of Pompeii, but the person who was recording the video, and I'm starting to feel that same feeling now. My ears is ringing, and I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna be emotional, but I started to feel that same feeling. The same feeling. I'm sorry, like I just like, oh shit. Once I got to that certain area, I started getting like way more emotional. It wasn't just like my chest and stuff. It was reacting like my whole body just felt weird and stuff, and I don't know, I felt distraught. Like I was literally like crying and weeping in my room by myself in a fucking VR headset. I lost a kid in that past life, in that destruction.
Give me this year. Oh no, okay, I don't want to think too much about that. It's sad. Something about my daughter and dying in somebody's arms, and that's just sad, and it just sounds depressing. I'm keep getting goosebumps, and I don't want to think about that right now because it just got really depressing.
And as I was, I'm not gonna cry. As I was going through this in VR, I could hear her voice, and she was screaming for her parents. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I'm gonna get emotional. We talked about this like 5 times already, I guess. But I also talked about the same daughter in past live streams. I believe this one is on YouTube, but it was me talking about having a dream of her from this lifetime.
Recently, I had a dream about my twin's daughter, which is my daughter, because I don't know where the fuck he was at in the dream, but I was in the hospital, gave birth.
And that's another story for another day. That's another point I wanted to make. Like people trying to tell me about my spiritual journey and stuff. I am a twin flame. Regardless of what it looked like on the outside. I have a whole ass spiritual family, bro. That we have a purpose that we have to do this fucking lifetime. And the fact that I'm a twin flame, like I say, everybody don't have twin flame. But everybody got some type of soulmate. Twin flames are mission-based soul contracts. And when you are a twin flame, you're technically an ascended master. You've been here many times, and you came here to do something specific with your divine counterpart. I hate that a lot of people talk about twin flames meeting and they're not supposed to come together. And no, that's not the purpose. Like, why the fuck would God show you your other fucking half in this lifetime if you're not supposed to be together? Because the way that twin flame relationships work, you're always going to be pulled back to that person regardless of what's going on outside. So there is no way in hell. I hate that people keep talking about that, and we need to break that twin flame stigma too. I get that the relationships be fucked up, toxic as fuck. It's a lot of bullshit, but it's all for the purpose of basically purging all that toxic ass energy, all those toxic ass behaviors that you have within yourself. So you meet a person who exhibiting all these toxic ass behaviors that you have unhealed and that you're not really paying attention to, and they constantly trigger you and trigger you and trigger you. It was just 9 straight on the fucking timer, and they keep triggering you until you learn to grow through that shit. And like what I've been trying to say and why I've been recording literally everything in my life is because it all started because a lot of motherfuckers was starting rumors saying that I met this dude and I was sleeping with him for money and he was the reason that I went through this quote unquote glow up or whatever and all this other shit. And like, I mean, you can look at that from the outside because I guess that's what it looked like. This man, they never gave me a dime a day in my fucking life, and I keep saying this to people like, bro, I don't have to sleep with motherfuckers for money, bro. Like, don't fucking do me. But I met my twin flame, went through another awakening, and every time we got into it, he triggered me, and I did. So I healed through it, I grew through it, and I did something else. I grew and I kept becoming better and better and better and better as a person. That's why, like, a lot of the situations, and like, motherfuckers, why you keep it? I barely talk to this man, but we keep spiritual contact for a fucking reason. I'm not finna let y'all talk me out of my literal spiritual blessing. Like, fuck you. I am a twin flame already, regardless of what my counterpart is doing, wherever the fuck he at. I have a certain spiritual path, and I'm not saying people are beneath me, but I've been fast tracked to do certain shit because I'm needed. I'm literally needed in humanity, not just me, this spiritual family that I keep talking about. So I don't like when these different tarot readers and psychics keep trying to come at me. Okay, if you know more than me, then teach me. That's how I got into it with my old high school friend. I was telling her about motherfuckers throwing black magic at me and showing symptoms of it and shit. And it was just 11:11 on the motherfucking timer. And instead of her trying to reach out to help me, she decided to hop on my Facebook post and say some shit like, well, I catch it before it even gets that close to me or something like that. And if we was really friends, even if regardless of being friends, if you so spiritual and you so holy and shit, why wouldn't you try to reach out and help me if you see I'm going through some shit like that? I had to block her ass because she tried. It wasn't even like that. It wasn't even like that. Y'all really need to stop coming playing in my fucking face like I don't pick up on energy. I sit and watch people for a long ass time. I don't just react off of one thing. I've been sitting and watching people and watching what they're doing and watching how they act and watching how they react to certain shit. And then I make a decision off all that shit. I'm not just psychic. I'm also into psychology, which is something I keep trying to tell people, but they don't want to believe me. Whatever the fucking case is, but that's why I'm alone all the time because motherfuckers always come to play in my face, and that shit's irritating as fuck. Like, don't come with no fucking ill ass intentions, no ill ass energy towards me. Spirit point blank. Now, I can say after that fucking post I posted earlier today, it was one female on there, like, I understood where she was coming from, and I really felt like, and she probably is a Soul Tribe member, but she's still in some karmic ass ways, and she was one of the people that I called out. Now, after she said what she had to say, I did leave her, okay, you can explain what's going on, but it's like you still exhibiting karmic ass behaviors. You're not showing me what you know. Is this like your actions and your energy is not matching up, period, point blank. And I want to put that out there because no motherfucker, no, she a bully and she was going off on people. No, I'm not. I'm picking up on energy. And she did have some semi-genuine energy, but at the same time, it was weird as fuck. And I'm not finna go against my intuition because I did that before. And with Deja crazy ass and this bitch went crazy. And that's something else I wanted to talk about. Why I got so triggered with this shit, because I'm constantly watching people play in my face with this shit, and it's like, okay, if I was doing the game and shit, I don't give a fuck. Copy off that shit. No, I don't fucking care. That's just a hobby of mine, a passion of mine, or whatever. But what I'm doing right now, yes, it's a fucking passion, but at the same time, it's actually real shit. And that you trying to, and motherfuckers, I keep saying this. I keep saying this, and it's really pissing me off. Like, I'm literally, part of my job is to let people know what the fuck is real and what the fuck ain't. And this is motherfuckers hopping into this spirituality shit for a fucking cloud and for a game and shit, and it's not a fucking game. Deja ass did that shit, like her fucking life start falling the fucking part, like literally. That's why I keep posting these fucking podcast episodes. Energy is everything. When you looking at a motherfucking picture, or you looking at their fucking work, and you not thinking, if you thinking anything other than something positive, you sending fucking negative energy they fucking way. And if they're a fucking empath like me, they gonna pick up on that shit. I'll pick up on all of that little ass shit. So you motherfuckers can call me crazy all you fucking want to, but that's like I said, that's why I spend so much time by myself, because ain't nobody really fucking genuine. I be feeling that shit. I feel that shit. I don't always call the shit out because I know motherfuckers have moments of being karmic because I done shit. But if you constantly and consistently doing that shit, you showing yourself to be a karmic motherfucker. And what have I said about karmic motherfuckers? Cut their ass off because they ain't gonna do nothing to stop your fucking blessings. I ain't got time for that shit, bro. I done been through a fucking enough. I'm not gonna keep doing this shit, bro. No. Anyway. Basically, don't come to me trying to tell me what I should and should not be doing. If you literally, like, if you pray to God or something and you got a message specifically for me, then yes, come. Like, I don't have no problem with somebody with 15 just on the time. I don't have no problem with nobody like, okay, I got a message from God. And like, don't come to me no karma shit. Oh, I got a message from God, and come tell me some bullshit because once again, I'm pick up on the energy. But if you literally got a message from me, okay, tell me. I definitely would like to know. But at the same time, once you tell your message, I don't need your fucking input on what I should and should not do with that message. because I am connected to the divine. I have my own personal relationship with God. I can literally say, okay, the message you just sent me, I wasn't receptive to this message because I got some unhealed trauma that I wasn't working on. Thank you for sending the soul child member to help relay that message to me. Now, what do I do with this information? That's how that works. That's how the fuck that works. That's how that works. That's how that works. And another thing, like, this morning, when I was thinking, like, I had started writing out the post. I'm like, am I tweaking? Should I write this? Should I do all this? I feel like I'm doing too much, just a little bit. And then as I'm getting ready, like, I was on my computer doing something. I turned around on my phone. It was 11:11 on my phone. So I'm like, okay, that's my conference. I'm not really tweaking the fuck out because, like I said, I sat and I looked and I felt these energies for a decent amount of time to see how shit really was. And it's phony, it's ingenuine. I don't have time for it. Call me an asshole if you want. I don't care. If you gonna copy off somebody for fucking likes and shit, do that shit. If you want to do the shit that way, do that shit. But do something else, like fucking makeup or something that literally won't have life or death fucking repercussions and shit. Because motherfuckers is literally dying from energy work and spell work and spiritual attacks and shit. And motherfuckers want to get on fucking social media and try to lie about these different lifestyles, and you literally sending motherfuckers down the wrong path. And then motherfuckers gonna start getting karma for that shit. Don't see that shit. At the beginning of my awakening, something always like this I will never forget this, and this is why I am receptive to people telling me, okay, you doing too much, or not you doing too much. If you come at me saying you doing too much, you doing too much. But if you come at me and say, okay, you might not like the way I'm gonna say this, or you might not like something like that, and then tell me some shit that I might have unhealed, then okay, I might not like it, but I'm gonna be receptive to that energy because I need to learn too. I'm receptive of different constructive criticisms because that's how I've gotten so far in my spiritual journey. And when you're open to that kind of constructive criticism and you're able to learn and grow and heal through that shit, your spiritual ranking increases. And that's a lot of the issues on YouTube now, and now look like it's going to be on all platforms. Motherfuckers like try to hop into spirituality and tell somebody this and tell somebody that. They don't even know their own spiritual ranking. Like, okay, you had an awakening, but you're not God. You have God powers within you, but you're not God. You still have to grow. You still have to learn. You don't know everything. I don't know everything. But yeah, don't try to tell me what I should and should not be doing on my journey. Please don't, because you're gonna irritate me. I spend my whole life motherfuckers telling me what I should and should not be doing, and that shit is really starting to piss me off. Especially now, like the way my life been going on. Like, okay, back in the day when I was still hanging around all these karmic energies and shit, when motherfuckers would like comment on my life or anything I'm doing, I would it would make sense for me to take some of that advice and shit. But once I start pulling away from everybody and want nobody in my life, and they wasn't influencing my life, it's like, why the fuck am I taking y'all? Y'all don't got shit to do with what's going on over here. Why the fuck am I listening to y'all? So now it's gotten to the point where I have literally just been alone for a very long time and created whatever, or created all this, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, however the fuck you want to look at it, on my own, doing all, like, so I don't give a fuck what nobody got to say about like bro on somebody. For real. Go find you some business. I'm not gonna keep talking about that either. Like, that's just weird ass energy. Y'all see a motherfucker trying to do something, no support, no sharing, but then you turn around and try to do the same thing. Like, I don't see the shit. This is not about fame. Like, for a long ass time, I've been streaming and posting videos, and I've been on YouTube. And even when I was just gaming, like, my thing was, I wasn't asking for money. I knew what skills I was bringing to the table. My thing was, I didn't have no fucking exposure. My thing, it was just 21 fucking 12 on the timer. I've never really had the exposure I needed. I know what the fuck I can bring to the fucking table. And it's just irritating as fuck to see this, like, every time I start a new venture or whatever, no support, no support, no support. But whenever I break a few boundaries or whatever, now motherfuckers, it's just, man, that shit irritating me. But yeah, because it's gonna be a 30-minute ass video.